Hello people, it's Power here to review the Kamen Saber RKF Kamen slash Hanselnuts till Gretel and Hansel Bremen form change set. So obviously this is what I plan to be the first Saber review I'm putting up just because figure reviews are really easy to do. And yeah, I am a disgrace to the entire figure community because yeah, I did pick up an RKF. You could have waited for a solo. Well, yeah, but I really like his design. I'm going to get every figure of it. So, why not? So, because this is an RKF, there's several things we have to note. First of all, they actually changed the entire packaging for RKF, surprisingly, because as you can see now, it's actually one long box. They got rid of the fold and just extended it. The background is like, I think this is more Saber centric. So as you can see, there's the Wonder language. There's Slash right here. Here's him and Hansel. I think that's what it is. It's just Slash Hansel Nuts till Gretel. The left, you get Slash with Hansel Bremen, which, okay, I don't understand that name, but the top just says RKF, bottom, and the right side is where it's interesting. This is not a good example of what it is, but essentially they have the entire lineup of what was released currently for 2020. So you got Saber, Blades, Spada, Buster, and Kenzan. Then 2019 you got Zero One, and 2018 you got Geo. With Saber, they actually did go all the way back to, like, they actually showed Build, Xaid, and Decade and Double. But obviously because they added these three figures, they got removed. Last but not least, just the back and such. So I know there was no need of me going over the box, but it's pretty interesting that they just decided to shake it up. And I think most likely because they unofficially canceled the Legend Rider line. So let's just get to the figure. This is already too long. So here's the figure for Slash, and as you can just look at it overall, obviously it's the same typical paint scheme that RKF has. They just cover the, like, bare necessities for the figure. As for Slash's case, he's missing like an entire color palette. He's missing like very like tannish or like brownish whites here, because they only covered the brown, pink, and whites around him. But other than that, it's just, I honestly can't really rag on these anymore. I just like, I feel like what they did is pretty good enough. It's not like, you know, Jin, where like the black straps are like gone, and that's like the majority of the color of the suit. Here, I think they got it down. Other than that, it's just, I don't know, can't really like rag on it as much. If we look at the helmet detail, I actually really I really like what they did with it. I like how the head stands out, although his thing up here like blocks his chin, and I think I have like some like missing paint here, or like I don't know, it feels kind of chipped there, but other than that, it's pretty good. I don't know if the Ojuken Susune up here is supposed to be painted, but I just like how they did the eyes, for sure. I feel like the upper chest, like up here, they got the detail and such. Like, if I had to be honest, like if this white was not painted, I think I would have been like flipping out and such. But other than that, other than that, that's essentially it for detail. Articulation is still the same. Yeah, full-on ball joint. There, I did it. Cause yeah, so you get a full-on ball joint head rotation. Arm can rotate all the way around. You can put the arm like so, swivel this here. You can rotate the hand, although it feels like it's on a notch. Although I feel like that's only with this arm specifically. Kick it forward, can't really kick it back, kick it to the side, bend and mold jointed feet. And waist articulation. Obviously, in other details, I should point out the sort of logos buckle. Obviously, it doesn't have the yellow painted, sadly, or the gold. And obviously, the holders for that associated buckle are just in the casted plastic that slashes in. So, yeah, that's essentially it for the figure. And obviously, the shoulder pads are, you know, removable. So, I guess I should. I don't know. I've been talking about details, and yet I haven't actually gone deep into like what Slash exactly is supposed to be. I assume he's supposed to be the gingerbread house, which is why he's brown. But then I just find it weird that he has like donuts for his like wrists and ankles. Because honestly, I understand with Slash, they just want to like give him anything sugary, but out of all desserts, why donuts? I don't associate donuts with Hansel and Gretel. Anyways, for accessories, obviously he comes with the Ojuken Susune in sword mode, with the Wonder Ride book out, and with it actually having paint, so you can hand. Obviously, I should have given this to him already, but basically the blue paint they used on his face they gave to the weapon. Only on one side, but it's at least something at least, so you can give him his transformation device. The Ojuken Susune and gun mode. So again, more blue paint, which I appreciate. And again, another Wonder Ride book inserted. And a Wonder Ride book hand, which is interesting because apparently all of the riders actually have this, which is neat. And obviously this is still blank. You get a open hand. And last but not least, you get an additional arm because you get an entire shoulder piece that's a stereo, and again an entire arm that's supposed to be Bremen no Rock Band, which is pretty interesting. Although obviously, this is colorful. This, for the sake of this, it's just pink plastic. So first of all, to change to that, we're going to give him the gun mode first of all. You're going to remove this shoulder piece, and you're going to remove the entire arm. You can remove the hand too. I'm going to just give him that hand and simply peg that in, and then clip the shoulder in. And now you got Hansel Bremen, which I don't understand that name, because why is it only Hansel? I understand because he's a guy, but it's like, why can't it be Hansel Gretel Bremen? Like, come on, equality. But I don't understand as to why. Like, I understand having Bremen no Rock Band as a secondary because he is like sound bass. I just don't understand the Hansel and Gretel vibes of that, to be honest. The Hansel and Gretel motif. I think, like, Is it because they just wanted to make a pink rider? Or like what? Why is he based off of Hansel and Gretel? Like Hansel and Gretel has nothing to do with sound. The other close like fairy tale I can relate to sound is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And I honestly think they should have gone for that. Um, let me just show off this hand just because I think this hand is pretty neat overall. But um, but I kind of prefer the Bremen arm just because it's actually a lot easier to actually remove hands and rotate them and such. Because for some reason, with the Hansel Nuts to Gretel arm, everything feels like it's on a notch. Or I feel like it just might be this hand specifically then, which is weird. But yeah, so this is what happens with the arm and such. But I like how simple the transformation is. With Slash is actually more involved because you have to remove another piece. Buster and Kenzan, you just simply remove the arm. But yeah, that's essentially it for Slash. Well, another thing I actually do want to point out is I don't know what this is for exactly. I don't know if this is for the King of Arthur piece because again, these are the same molds, but I don't know if you can actually apply King of Arthur on here. I don't plan on getting that as of now, but other than that, my thoughts overall with Slash is that I think he's a pretty neat figure overall. Obviously, the details not like, you know, extravagant or anything because it's RKF. It's what you have to expect. But I do have to admit though I do think RKF is kind of improving themselves with Saber because I felt like 01 was just not a good year for them. Like, just things just weren't on par. I think, well, obviously mostly because they didn't bother giving the riders accessories, so you just had figures that had two open hands and nothing else. And then like the Legend Rider line was kind of like boring because it was only double. Like what I said before, if you're a big fan of double, good for you. But then other than that, like the Legend Rider line had no variety until the end. And ironically, it was Omagio, so I guess he killed off the Legend Rider line. So like, then this year just like straight up getting rid of it. But if them getting rid of the Legend Rider line actually means they can actually put more budget onto these figures, I'm honestly up for that. Because it's like we still have Soto that's gonna do Chronicle, so like I think it's honestly a good pass off of like, okay, if we get rid of this line, then we can actually give more budget that we would have thrown in to produce that line to the actual main line. Because, for example, as of now, like I feel like if we were still producing the Legend Rider line, we wouldn't have gone like intricate figures or intricate sets like Saber Dragonic Knight in the Wonder Combo set and Blade's King Lion Daisenki. I don't think we would have been able to like actually push like the price points of RKFs up if it weren't for the sacrifice of the Legend Rider line. So that's how I'm viewing it. Although, like, yeah, you can like still say you're a disgrace for getting RKFs. I know I'm a disgrace. Obviously, I do recommend getting the Soto over this. As of now, as I'm recording, November 30th at 12:27. They haven't announced. Slash just hasn't been announced yet for Solo because they announced the entire lineup for book 2. Because only Buster got included. But I assume that Slash and Kenzan will get included in Crimson Dragon will get included in like book 3 somehow. So yeah. I think I've been talking for too long. So this is Power, and now we be people. This is what happens when you're the first thing I review out of a new series. Bye.